13 days to go now. Early voting records are already being shattered all over the country. Our resident expert, Jacob Soboroff, has been watching the vote here with the very latest. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Politically controversial statement, but go Los Angeles Dodgers. Had to say it. Sorry.
I don't really have anything in the game, so okay. Early in-person voting has already started, as you know, for nearly a dozen states this week. It's including, the battleground states of Florida and Wisconsin. How's it going so far? Any hiccups?
It is going spectacularly if you are a fan of democracy. We're talking about over 30 million people voting so far. That's 290 percentage points over the vote total in 2016, guys. I mean, obviously there have been long lines, and in places, as you mentioned, like Florida and in Wisconsin, that is very concerning. But if Georgia is any indication, as the days go on, the lines have been getting shorter. That doesn't mean that they shouldn't be monitored very closely, though.
So, Jake, the Supreme Court ruled that Pennsylvania election officials can count mail-in ballots that are received up to 3 days after Election Day. So given how close the vote's supposed to be in Pennsylvania, how is this going to impact the election?
Man, I think, Al, it really will potentially impact the election. It is super close there. It is the swingiest of swing states. But I think what's critical to note here is it's not like willy-nilly you can show up and be lazy, cast ballots after Election Day. Your ballot must be postmarked by Election Day. And if it arrives late, it will still be counted up to 3 days late. That's the distinction there.
And, Jacob, as we just said, early voting is at unprecedented levels. But registrations are also way up. So what can you tell us about the makeup of who is voting early and those first-time registrations?
Yeah, I don't think we should read too much into this. At the end of the day, who shows up on Election Day is also going to matter very much. But Democrats have made up about 50% of the total, and it's misleading because Republicans are only about 34%, and then third parties make up the remainder of that. But that said, in places like Arizona, Pennsylvania, Florida, Republicans have held an advantage in voter registration. So we just have to wait and see what happens, Dylan.
Jacob, the integrity of voting, the integrity of the election in general has been a bit of a theme that's created some anxiety and a lot of folks who are casting ballots. Questions surrounding voter suppression, voter access, mail-in ballots. Have you seen anything irregular or things that should raise questions with regards to those things?
Yeah, of course, Craig. And generally, these are isolated incidents, like that ballot drop box that was set on fire here in Southern California. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures of that, but it was a pretty scary thing to see. The thing you should remember is these are always isolated incidents when stuff like that happens. I think that's the ballot box right there that I'm talking about. The thing we should remember is even the director of the FBI says there's no wide-scale voter fraud. It is trickling down, though, into sort of the population. 62% of people told Pew that they have less confidence in the national election. 90% say they're confident in local elections, which is a disappointing thing to hear and why people have to be vigilant about their vote.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Sobo.
All right. Jacob Soboroff, as always, thank you. And a reminder, you can watch NBC News coverage of the final presidential debate moderated by our own Kristen Welker. It begins tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern.